In the heart of the vast Serengeti in Tanzania, under the golden glow of the setting sun, a lone giraffe stood tall against the horizon. Her name was Lira, and she was unlike any other giraffe. Her coat shimmered with a unique pattern of bright golden spots, earning her both admiration and envy among her kind. But today, Lira was alone, and for good reason. The Serengeti was alive with the chatter of birds, the grunts of wildebeests, and the rustle of the wind through the tall grasses. Yet, it also held secrets. Tales spoke of a mysterious forest on the outskirts of the Serengeti, a place no giraffe dared venture. It was said to hold both great danger and a secret that could change everything. Lira, curious and courageous, had always dreamed of discovering what lay beyond those distant trees. While the other giraffes grazed safely in the open plains, Lira made her way to the edge of the forbidden forest. Unbeknownst to her, she was being watched. A young male giraffe named Kafi often lingered at the edges of the herd, quietly admiring Lira from afar. He was shy, his patches darker and less striking than hers, but his heart burned with a quiet devotion. As Lira set out toward the forest, Kafi hesitated, torn between following her and staying hidden. As Lira stepped beneath the canopy of towering trees, the air turned cool, and the light grew dim. The usual rustling of the Serengeti gave way to an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional call of unseen creatures. Lira's heart pounded, but her resolve remained firm. She had heard tales of a magical spring that could heal any wound and grant wisdom beyond measure. If she found it, perhaps she could help her herd survive the challenges of droughts and predators. Kafi, who had decided to follow at a distance, watched her disappear into the forest. Summoning courage, he entered after her, careful to stay hidden among the trees. He hoped to protect her if danger arose, though he doubted she even knew he existed. Deep inside the forest, Lira encountered strange sights. Trees with twisting branches formed on until she arches above her, and glowing flowers lit her path like tiny lanterns. She also felt eyes watching her from the shadows. Despite the unease, she pressed, reached a clearing where an ancient baobab tree stood, its trunk etched with carvings of animals long gone. Kafi, too, marveled at the cool air and dim light of the forest. He admired Lira's bravery, but remained hidden, unsure how to reveal himself without startling her. At the base of the tree was the spring, shimmering like liquid silver. Lira approached cautiously, her long neck craning to inspect it. As she bent down to drink, a voice boomed, "Who dares disturb the sacred spring?" Startled, Lira stepped back. From the shadows emerged an old lion, with a mane, as white as clouds and eyes that seemed to hold the weight of countless years. He was Babu, the guardian of the spring. "I mean no harm," Lira said, her voice steady despite her fear. "I seek wisdom and strength to protect my herd." Lira nodded. "What must I do?" Kafi, hidden behind a tree, clenched his jaw. He wanted to help, but feared revealing himself. Babu studied her for a moment before speaking. "Many have come here with selfish desires, but your heart is noble. To take from the spring, you must pass a test." Lira nodded. "What must I do?" The lion gestured toward 3 paths that branched out from the clearing. "Each path leads to a challenge. Choose wisely." Lira chose the middle path, guided by instinct. It led her to a chasm too wide to cross. On the other side was a young gazelle trapped by thorny vines. Without hesitation, Lira used her long neck to pull down a sturdy branch, creating a bridge. Carefully, she crossed and freed the gazelle, who thanked her before bounding away. Kafi watched in awe. Her selflessness only deepened his admiration. Returning to the clearing, Lira found Babu waiting. "You chose compassion over fear," he said. "Drink, and may the spring grant you its blessings." As Lira drank, a warmth spread through her, filling her with a sense of clarity and strength. The lion smiled. "Go now, brave one. Share what you have learned, and remember, true strength lies in kindness." Kafi stepped forward as Lira turned to leave. "Wait," he called. Startled, Lira turned to see him. "I followed you to make sure you were safe," he admitted shyly. Lira smiled, touched by his bravery and care. "Thank you, Kafi," she said warmly. "Perhaps courage comes in many forms." Together, they returned to the Serengeti, where her herd awaited her. Lira shared her story, and from that day on, the giraffes looked to her as a leader who stood not just tall, but also wise and kind. Though she never ventured into the forest again, Lira often gazed at the distant hills, grateful for the journey that had taught her the true meaning of courage and compassion. And Kafi? He became her closest companion, proving that even the quietest hearts can make the loudest impact.